Are you a Latino or Filipino?
I'm Filipino.
There you go. I gotta make sure it's right.
Do I look Latino? Damn.
Kinda. It's a shaved head that's throwing me off,
You
man.
know, I was gonna ask you the same thing. I was like, are you Asian or Filipino? Because you could go both ways.
Yeah.
Not like that, not both ways like that, but because I know you have a wife, but I mean, who
But
knows?
who knows? But yeah. We have Giselle James here on the podcast.
What up?
So you are an ER nurse. I'm just reading from your Instagram. Comedian,
yeah.
nurse, speaker from the Yay area.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into nursing?
Sure. My name's Giselle James. I'm an ER nurse, travel nurse, like you said. I'm not from the Bay Area. If I claim that, some people are gonna get mad. I'm from actually Southern California or SoCal. I've been a nurse for almost 10 years, which, man, that just seems like a long time.
Yeah.
What else was the question?
How'd you get into it?
Oh my God, how I got into nursing? I think at
'Cause you're
birth,
Filipino.
yeah, at birth, my mom was like, "This is another one, another one, guys," and I'm like, "Fuck." And I wouldn't say I wanted to, but I was 18, man. I don't know how old were you when you got into nursing?
18.
My mom was like, "Hey, if it's either you become a nurse or you bring shame to the entire family." What am I gonna do? What do I know about the world at 18 years old? But I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being a nurse. Or I'm grateful for the opportunities it's given me. I don't necessarily love it.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. But it's given me so many opportunities. I think, a lot of my content is nursing based. A lot of the struggles we go through. I enjoy making people laugh. We talk about we talk about gifts we are given, and it's not until recently I'm like, all right, people laugh when I say things, and I'm gonna try to pursue that.
Yeah, man. I feel like I started following you a while back on a different account.
Yeah.
Like I made so many accounts over the years, and then I saw that Chad IV video. I was like, this dude is hilarious.
Dude, yeah, I made that a while ago. Thank you for watching my videos, man. It's fucking dope.
I have like the same story, I guess. My parents were like, hey, you're either doing nursing or you're gonna either be like a mailman or accountant. There's only three. There's only three things you can do as a Filipino.
They had that conversation with you?
Yeah.
Man, you had a choice.
They were both nurses, so they're like, this is like 98% choice here. The other two,
both your parents were nurses.
Yeah, both parents are nurses. My brother's a nurse. My wife's a nurse.
Damn. And then your two kids are nurses, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
They probably have the little toy stethoscope around them. But
they already passed their NCLEX.
Yeah, the once they were born, like pass them.
Pass them. Automatic pass.
So you've been a nurse for 10 years. I've been a nurse for 12 years. So are you like 32, 33?
Old. Yeah, that's exactly how old I am. I just turned 33 last week.
Nice. And you're doing travel nursing or?
I am. Yeah, I'm doing travel nursing. I just finished a contract a couple months ago, but I don't have a contract right now. Just chilling.
We'll go into that in a little bit because I saw one of your posts. But what was the first floor that you worked on?
I first worked on the burn ICU.
Oh, sure.
Burn ICU. Yeah. In Southern California, I worked at a county hospital. Burn ICU, and then that's where I got my ICU experience. So I was in the surgical ICU, medical ICU. My first codes were on there. My skills and assessment were all there. So that's where I started. But I knew I couldn't do that. I don't know, how many specialties have you worked?
Me, 3. Yeah. Like 3. A MICU, heart failure. Now I'm in electrophysiology.
When you start getting the routine of sometimes, you're just like, oh fuck, I have this down. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's kind of where I was with the ICU. So I left and did ER and loved it since.
Damn, that's usually like I won't say a backwards thing, but a lot of people go to like to stay in ICUs and like a lot of people like to leave the ER. At least from my friends' experience that are in the ER.
I can see that. I have some friends leaving the ER. Dude, the ER is rough, man. It just wears on you. It just never ends.
But so why did you choose travel contracts in the ER over the ICU then? Isn't more
I
is there
don't
more money somewhere?
I think there was more money in 2020 for the ICU because respiratory, I think, but eventually it started evening out. But I don't like ICU work. We talk
Yeah,
about the work itself.
yeah.
I did not enjoy ICU work. The longer you have a patient, the more things you have to do with them. And in the ER, it's kind of like here, you go home or you get admitted.
That's true.
And so if you have an ICU patient for 12 hours, that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work, and all the lines, all the IVs and all
Yeah.
that, and then
It's very meticulous.
meticulous. And then when you got super comfortable, and is that when you started making like the content of being funny out there because you're just like, yo, I got a lot of downtime.
No, dude, I'm busy in the ER 12 hours also, right? But just a different type of busy. Uh, the way I got into content was just like, how did I? Oh, I was trying to do things outside of nursing, trying to make money
Mhm,
outside of nursing, and I wanted to combine my passions and try monetize it, right? It's what we're all
mhm.
trying to do. So I was really
Yeah,
into soft skills, personal development, interpersonal communication, soft skills that they really don't teach in nursing. And I wanted to eventually teach in nursing. Long story short, I had a YouTube channel for that. It didn't pan out. When you said, "Oh, I've made so many accounts, I have a lot of YouTube channels," dude, that's so relatable because
mhm,
I feel like we're always just like our brains are going 100 miles per hour and we just want something to stick.
yeah.
And for me in 2020, I had downtime in between work and the world was closed. So I was like, let me make videos, and my personal development slash interpersonal communication channel wasn't hitting. So I started making funny videos, and it just took
Popped
off.
off.
Yeah, but I took it was crazy, dude. It was my essential video. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Oh yeah, the essential. Yeah, we're essential, and yeah, I saw that
dude, I was
video.
just messing around. Dude, I swear I was just messing around, and I just posted it everywhere, and then it took off on Instagram,
Mhm.
and then I see it everywhere. Fuck. Um, dude, it was wild, and then that's was like, I guess I got to make funny videos. But I took a back seat when I became a travel nurse. It just
Mhm.
became too much to juggle travel nursing, finding new contracts, finding new places, and having a social life and making consistent content.
No, that's probably the toughest part,
I
but,
couldn't do
like,
it.
when that essential video came out, a lot of my friends sent it to me, they're like, "Bro, this guy is doing what you should do, making these funny ass videos." I was like, "Damn, this guy is funny as hell. I should do stuff like that too,"
Dude, yeah, man. I'm
but
all
those
about
edits are
creativity, bro.
hard though.
Dude,
Like,
they
that
took
probably
so
edited
long.
a long time.
Dude, they take so long. But you're talking about the process earlier, right?
Yeah.
You say you like setting up this podcast stuff. I loved editing, man. And I would get in flow states. I
Mhm.
just was talking to my friend about this. We I think the secret to life is staying in that flow state. You know what flow is, right?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
yeah,
And when you get into this editing flow where time and space just you're dialed in, that's
yeah.
we need to do that more. I get flow sometimes in the ER. Rare, but sometimes.
No, that's true. I feel like that sometimes when I'm working, be like, "Damn, I'm really going through it, and it's, pretty easy out here."
Yeah. Yeah, when it's easy, even though you're doing quote unquote difficult work,
Mhm.
there's something easy about being in flow. And I try to put myself in flow more often than not.
Yeah, and then so, like, I was telling you a little bit about him before. I had him on the show before. His name is Jumer. He's an Instagram coach
Oh
for
yeah,
nurses.
I followed him. I followed him because of your account.
Really cool dude, and then he was like, we talked about this whole, like, you had a viral thing go off,
Yeah.
and I had a similar thing too when I was, like, trying to put in, like, lifting and nursing together,
Yeah.
and I never doubled down on it,
Yeah.
where I was able to, like, get all the following that I probably could have
Right.
and monetize it from there. Like, I always
Yeah.
think of it as, like, I was early. Maybe I could have been that, like, Nurse Blake type of dude that just, like, got in and
Absolutely.
monetized, but I didn't. I thought it was really cool just to have that one really cool post that blew
Pop
up to
pop pop off.
popped off to millions of views or whatever.
Viral. Yeah, that's fucking
And
dope.
then
What video
but
was it?
then it was just like a stupid lifting video. I have to find it again of me and Scrubs, and for some reason Like, there was nothing funny
I wanna
about
see it.
it. It was just
There's nothing funny about it?
no, it was just
I'm I'm curious.
it was just, like, pictures of me lifting in scrubs or shit like that. But then, like, I guess no one else was doing that,
Yeah,
and then Facebook blew up, Instagram blew up for a bit. It was on all, like, the nursing pages,
yeah.
but then I just never doubled down on it, and I didn't grow the way I should have, and then I chased trying to get that same type of virality, and then it burnt me out.
Bro,
Stopped
yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you guys
yeah, and
talk
then
about this in the show?
we did a little bit, but then it was, not fully in depth, but, like, I kept trying to chase the same thing, but then it was like, I don't know how to recreate that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just trying to post the same
yeah,
fucking thing over and over again, and it's not hitting, and then I just end up, like, quitting on it
yeah.
for a while, like, not posting for, like, months,
Yep,
and then that kills your account even more. But
100%.
but, yeah, like, so, like
Did you have a niche before?
no, I was on my personal account, and
Is a personal
then
Instagram that popped off, and then you tried chasing it.
I tried chasing it, and then
That
probably similar to this what I'm doing with my YouTube, like, how I went from, like, stocks and crypto to now nursing. The
yeah,
algorithm probably just didn't want me to do it unless I proved that I could get there again, or
be
prove that
consistent.
I'm yeah, be consistent, and that's what I'm trying to do with this, with the 24,000 subs that I have.
Dude, yeah, exactly. See, we're talking about the process, right?
Mhm,
It's like when you and I've been there.
mhm.
When you make content trying to chase something, it doesn't hit as well. Not only in the algorithm, but also with yourself. You'll just burn out because
Yeah, dude.
if a video doesn't do well, you're like, "Fuck, what did I do? What can I do differently?" And then you're stuck on the reaction and the outcome instead of the process.
Especially if it took you, like, hours to do,
Yeah.
and then you're like instead of getting, like, 1,000,000 views, you get, like, 10.
Yes.
Then you're just like, "Damn, I suck."
Yeah, dude, people don't talk about that. Dude, this is why I like talking to other creators because you're able to sometimes I can't even vent to my friends because they're like, "Oh, it must be hard being a creator. Must be hard being on Instagram." I'm like, "No, it's like."
Bro, you
So
changed.
yeah, dude. Oh, I hated that. I fucking hated that.
You
But I
think
get
you're
it.
big now with
Yeah.
all these millions of views, bro?
And I get it to them. That's what it is. But that's why, what I got so excited when we were talking content creator stuff, or even right now, because I don't have many people talk about it with. But my friend I was talking to, my friend Alan, he's on YouTube as well, different niche.
Mhm,
Um, he was saying we were talking about a few things. If you're when you hit like that virality and get a lot of views, that's not really normal. So you have to continue, right?
mhm.
It's like a big spike, but you gotta start
Just
from
like a
consistency.
parabola, and then it goes back down again.
Yeah, and that's great. Like YouTube or the algorithm will reward you for these, but you have to remember that those are not normal, and you just got to
Yeah,
keep going.
that's
Consistency.
true. Consistency,
And
100%.
also, if you're not ready for the virality, and like you mentioned, like
Mhm.
it could potentially go nowhere, but it could potentially go other places too.
Yeah, 100%.
I was not. Well, I was ready. To me, I was ready because as soon as my essential video hit, I continued making content. But
Mhm,
once I became a travel nurse, I stopped. And I think,
mhm.
as you know, when you stop anything, you're no longer consistent. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it hurts the account, and then
yeah,
sometimes I'm sure the money for the contracts are pretty good. You'd be like, "Ah, do I really need to put
oh
out this
yeah, dude,
content?"
fuck,
Because
exactly,
I might not even be getting paid right now for the
exactly,
content, but these
exactly.
contracts are hidden a little nice.
Contracts were hit. Were you a travel nurse ever?
No, I wish I did. I really wish I did.
Those contracts were hitting, so I have 0 regrets, no regrets. I was out there, I had the time of my life, I met lifelong friends, I had the best experiences, I went to places I never even thought I'd ever go in my entire life.
Like, where'd you go?
Um, well, for a travel nurse, I've only worked in California and Portland.
At
But,
Portland.
I've met friends that, are from Alabama, you know, through travel nursing. Like, one of my
Oh,
best
dope.
friends is from Alabama, and it's like, I would never be friends with, someone from Alabama if I just stayed at my staff job.
Mhm. That's
I have
true.
friends in so many different states. I have friends from Florida, friends from Texas. I can go to a state right now and have friends there, right? And
Yeah.
which my once after a little tangent here. After staff nurse or after college, my circle was just like, these are my college friends and this is my life now. And I
Mhm.
thought the level of being social and meeting people is over after college, but
Mhm.
travel nursing just opened up a whole other community for me that is mind-boggling, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for.
That's what I hear. Like a lot of people that I've met that did traveling in the hospital that I work at, or some of my friends that done it, they were like, you make, like you said, you make all these like friends that you pretty much went to a random ass place where you
Yeah,
probably never thought you would have been to, like you said, and then you work through the fire with some of these guys, like
yeah,
especially through COVID or through strike work, and now it's just like now you guys are friends, and it's like a lifelong thing that you've done together, and now
yeah.
you could always like talk to each other about it.
Exactly, exactly. But there's this whole other travel nurse community. It's huge, dude. Like I can't even describe it. Like there's podcasts about travel nursing, and it's just
Yeah.
there's conferences. It's wild. There's a camp. It's amazing.
And then so let's go into it because I saw your last post. You're without a contract now because of something that happened at work.
Oh, dude, yeah, man. Yeah, dude. It was ER, dude. I couldn't
Uh-huh.
do it. I had a full-time position here in the Bay Area lined up,
Mhm.
and it was ER, and there's a couple incidences at work that I was just like, I can't do it. Should I tell the story?
Yeah, do it, dude.
Dude, one was I got a knife pulled on me,
Dang.
and I was just like, and luckily he didn't escalate. He didn't escalate at all, right? He pulled it out, called security, whatever. And that one's the one like, oh my god, like okay, yeah, I could see why he quit. But this one that happened the next shift after was I legit had a 300-pound patient. I was helping them to the car. They almost fell on me. Like they were standing up and then they put all their I was stuck like with their entire weight. And have you
Dang.
seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I've seen Pulp Fiction.
There's this scene where Samuel L. Jackson gets shot at Jules, like
Mhm.
12 shots, and he lives.
Yeah, like he just like looks around like
Yes, yes. And so when this patient almost fell on me, practically put all their weight on me, I thought my body was gonna break. Like that's not even being dramatic. Like they put all their weight on me. My legs were bent and they were sitting on me, 300 pounds. I can't even bench 300 pounds or squat 300 pounds. So in that moment, I was like, this is it. And then for whatever reason, they're safe, patient's safe. I walked away from that. I'm like, I'm gonna be hurt from this, like physically, but I wasn't. Like not a muscle ache. And walking away from that incident where I almost
Mhm.
got crushed,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I can no longer do the ER. And that's what caused me to leave, man. And I haven't looked back. Was it 48? What day is it? 48 days
Oh, dang.
from the ER, and I feel so much happier.
That's good, man. Like I have like a similar story of why I left like floor nursing. I
Yeah.
was on the heart failure floor and
ICU, med surge.
just a regular heart failure, just it's like a cardiac heart failure floor, and then all of course we get like drug seekers or whatever.
Yeah.
So there was this patient, obviously he wants his Percocet,
Yeah.
right? And so I first thing in the morning got report. They're like, oh, he's due for his Percocet. So if I'm already mad at the night nurse for pushing the med towards my time already.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you really wanted to push the Percocet time to 7:30 instead of giving it at like at the end of your shift.
Yeah, whenever.
So the patient was like already mad. And then so I went in there, I was like, hey man, you're only ordered for this one Percocet. Here it is. He's like, oh, but I want two. I was like, hey man, I could get you the second one, but I just
Yeah.
gotta get the medical team involved because I can't just pull narcotics out.
Yeah.
And then he got like really mad that I didn't get it to him right there. And he just like
Yeah.
went up and just tried choking me. And then
No
we ended up,
way.
yeah, dude, he pinned me up against the wall and we started fighting in the room.
No way. Over an
Legit.
extra perk?
Yeah. Like we
You got
legit started,
choked out?
yeah, he's trying to choke me out. And then we ended up
Fuck
throwing
that.
hands in the room. And then
Fuck that.
security, and then everyone's like, you got to get out of the room. I was like, I'm in fight mode. I think I want to
Yeah.
beat him up.
Yeah,
But-
no, absolutely. Dude,
but-
I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like we can't even talk about that. It's just like as on a human level, these people come after you.
Oh, 100%. But luckily, I had the senior nurses. They grabbed me. They're like,
Uh,
"Get out. We got to get you to one of the break rooms." And
yeah.
out. And then like, so after that, they kept the patient there for a while. They had to like have like NYPD sit outside the room.
Fuck
And
that.
then, you know what? I even still finished my shift. They didn't even send me home.
Damn. Dude, that's
But at least in New York, I don't know if it's everywhere else. I'm not up to date with all the laws. At least it's a felony to hit a nurse. So the guy
Oh, it is?
was sent to jail. I put a
As you
restraining
should.
order,
As you should.
and he's no longer allowed in the health system as long as I'm working at the
Good.
place I'm at. But yeah, that's what made me be like, oh man, I gotta get out of this floor. And then I
Yeah.
found like a procedural area where I'm 100% more happy.
You said EP?
Yeah, EP,
EP.
like pacemakers.
Electrophysiological?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, pacemakers, ablations, anything that has to do with the arrhythmias of the heart. But yeah, that was a wild time.
That's a wild story. That's a good story, dude.
Yeah, man.
You should make a post on that. That's a good
I
story.
will. I will. This will be a clip for
That's a
for
good
later.
one.
But yeah, that was like a reason why I left like bedside, like
Yeah.
procedural area, one patient at a time. I see you, you're out. That's it.
How's working with those EP docs?
Actually, the ones that I work with,
Are
they're
they
actually
cool?
all pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I've
Of
I've
course.
I've had to call a couple of EP docs in the ER, and they're not very nice because I don't know what they're doing, right? And the further this is my opinion, the further you are removed from the acute setting, away from the ER, away from the floors,
Mm.
you're more of an asshole as a doc, right? It's what I've noticed. Like you call in these what is it? I forgot what you call it. These consultants, and you call them, and they're so mad for a call, right? And
Mhm.
it's just like, yo, I'm just trying to do my job.
Hey man, we see a heart rate of 30. Can you
Yeah,
help me?
right. And it's just like, but you know, the docs working right next to you, they're very nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they're not working away from you,
Eh,
the less they can see your human side, they're more of assholes.
I could see that because since I work with them every day and
Yeah,
then we've come to like the first name basis type of
yeah.
thing.
You got the
They're
rapport.
yeah, I got the rapport with them, but then if they don't know you, they're gonna be like, "What's this guy calling me? Can't he
Yeah,
read an EKG?" Or like,
right. Thank
like,
you. Thank you for acknowledging that.
no, like, I could see that happening, and I'm pretty sure I've witnessed it, but I probably just didn't even notice that I witnessed it
Yeah.
because I'm like, "Oh, he's usually nice."
Yeah. He's just
But
having day. Yeah. And like, that's what I'm saying. To our core, I believe most people are nice.
Mhm.
Most, like 99%. So it just sucks sometimes. Healthcare is so toxic. We're always just
Oh, 100%. Like I
talking
had
shit to each other.
one of my other friends on here where like nurse bullying is a real thing. It like they
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it's a real thing for
and then
sure.
like
It's fucked up.
a lot of eating, yeah, a lot of eating they're young, and then
Yeah.
so instead of just getting it from like the doctors, you're also getting it from the nurses, and
Yeah.
sometimes you're like your aides don't like you either.
Yeah, dude.
Getting
Dude,
it from all sides.
yeah, it just sometimes it just sucks, right?
It just
Yeah, it
sucks.
sucks. Aside from the patients, because the patients they're going through that, but it makes it worse when your coworkers, when other nurses, techs, doctors are all fighting you. So you're getting it from all sides.
Yep.
You're taking it from everywhere.
Straight up gangbang.
Dude, getting gangbang, dude. That's what it feels like. You're just like, and then if you, if you let out a little bit of emotion because you're having a bad day, it's like, oh, he's having a bad day. Like, no,
Ugh.
like I'm getting
Who let the
gangbang.
bitch in?
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, oh, dude, I call me a bitch. I don't give a fuck. That's what I've come to. I don't give a fuck. This ain't it.
But yeah,
What? Go ahead.
so you don't have a job right now?
No, trying to get into content,
Nice.
being consistent. I don't know how long this will last.
And then if you looked for a contract, what would you look for then?
I can't do ER. I can't. Maybe procedural. I don't know. I think that's one of the things that can translate. I know some of my friends can do PACU,
Oh, 100%, yeah.
right? PACU,
Mhm.
pre-op, post-op. I would not go in the OR. It's too
Oh, hell no, dude.
meticulous for me.
Pre-op,
But
post-op. I'd
maybe
probably say that's
outpatient.
yeah, that'd be dope. Just throwing IVs everywhere. That's really the
Yeah,
Chad
right.
comes out.
The chat comes out.
What
But
was the
yeah, I don't
3
know.
things you do? You put in IVs,
I've
drop acid.
3 things I drop. I only drop 3 things: IVs, acid, and Tuntanons.
That shit
Yeah,
was
that's
so fire when I heard
oh
that.
man. Dude, you make me want to make comedy skits again. I
Dude,
need
you
to make
should,
comedy
man.
skits.
I'm actually surprised that because a lot of your shit is so funny that how do you not have I don't know, I haven't seen everything yet. How do you not
Sure.
have like comedy deals or comedy like stand-up stuff going on?
Well, I don't oh man, I don't do stand up.
No, because like who is that ER tech that got big? Steve
Steve
something.
Ho, yeah, yeah, he's a
Steve
stand up.
O. And then Nurse Blake
But
does
he's big though. But you once you get a certain level of size, bigness,
mhm,
you
big.
can do anything. I think
I don't know about that.
last time I checked, well, Nurse Blake, he's already
He's
huge.
huge. Yeah, he's huge.
But
Pause,
Steve,
pause.
no pause, no pause. But no, Steve. Yeah, Steve's. I saw his stand up here. He was in the Bay, but I don't do stand up. I would love to do stand up,
See, that's the thing. I feel like
but
eventually, because of how funny your stuff is.
yeah, I think eventually I would love to start advertising. I mean, I write some stuff here. I have a few minutes of material, but my bread and butter right now is definitely what I've noticed: short form content. Reels, Instagram, TikToks, and video editing. And video
Mm.
versus on stage is a lot different. I would
Oh,
love to get on the mic, dude. I would love to, but I don't have that skill set yet.
I'd go to that show if you were around. I'd
Would
be
you?
like, oh, 100%, dude.
New York, you're in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm in New
East
York.
Coast. That's where comedy people are born, right?
A lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of places. I used to do. I used to go to a lot of like comedy stuff. I just like laughing.
Open
I like
mics, yeah.
magic and I like laughing.
Dude, yeah, dude, that's what I've noticed. People, for me personally, as a travel nurse and an ER nurse, I try to incorporate humor everywhere I go because that's how I make friends.
Oh, 100%.
People
That's
love
that's
laughing.
how I am too at where I work. Like I'm just trying to make jokes everywhere I go because if I can't laugh at work, I don't want to be here.
Oh yeah. What was EP 8 to 5?
No, actually ours is it's like the busiest EP lab in the nation. So my shift is
Wow.
7 to 7 and
Oh,
then
it's
there's
12
also
hours,
yeah, there's also 11 to 11 shift. So like the lab is open long.
but it's outpatient.
We're in the hospital. It's ambulatory surgery. So people
Oh,
could go home if
surgery.
they want to. Yeah, they consider it surgery, even though it's like
Yeah.
small incisions going to the groin or to the chest and just little veins and just throw in whatever you need to do and
What's your
get out.
role?
Circulate it. Well, now I'm not even in the rooms anymore. I just do pre-op, recovery, or charge nurse. So
Oh, you made it. You made it
I
to the
made it.
Chargers.
I
Well,
made it.
and this is 312s?
312s, yep.
Man. And how do you feel after work? Fine?
For the most part, fine. Like for when I'm in the charge nurse role, it's a lot of balancing people's like doctors, nurses, techs, personalities, and egos.
Oh, dude.
So I'll say it like a lot of my coworkers know, like where we work, we have like the strongest personalities from the top
Yeah.
down. And like balancing everyone's personalities is tough, but like it's not physically exhausting.
We don't talk about that enough. I feel like the balancing people's personalities.
Yeah.
I mean, we gloss over it, but your coworkers can really make or break your
Oh,
entire
100%.
shift.
100%. Like some of my coworkers, they're like to work where I work. Whenever we're interviewing someone, like one of the
Yeah.
main things is like if you're not a ER or ICU nurse, the
Yeah.
biggest thing is like you need thick skin here because you're working with like the top of the line doctors that, like you said, they can be really mean to you if you seem to not know your shit. And then there's also going to be those senior nurses or those nurses that think they know even more than
Yeah.
you, or they're going to crush you with that.
That's
And then there's also like the techs or even like we call them like PCAs, like the nurses aides or stuff, where
Yeah.
they've been in the area so long where they do have a lot of knowledge too. And then if you're doing something wrong or they think you're doing something wrong, you're gonna get called
Yeah.
out real quick.
Dude, that's
Mhm.
fucked up. Well, what I like to think of it too is I'm very much big on trying to be the best person I could be. So when I sometimes when I show up to work, I try to be the best nurse I could be, and that whole Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality, David
Yeah.
Goggins. So when you show up to work and you notice, yo, no one gives a fuck. right? You're like, no one cares that much. No one cares that much to like Kobe Bryant level of like, oh, I'm gonna be the best thing that I do.
Mm.
And
I just got to be better than that motherfucker, so I don't get in trouble.
yeah, and you're like, why are we not all working together, right? We're supposed to be giving good patient care, but we're not trying to all be at the high level. It baffles me. That was kind of
True.
defeating. That's showing up to where you're like, oh, no one really cares that much. And if they do, we're fighting each other instead of working together. If you're on a pro basketball team, I watch a lot of basketball. If you're on a pro basketball team, you work cohesive as a 5-unit team, right? Everyone on your team, you're passing the ball. Everyone's on the same page, but no one's really on the same page in the ER all the time, right? It's just
no, like my brother was an ER nurse too before he got his like master's too. Similar with what I'm doing in procedural. So everyone's looking at what like the next person is doing. So like if we have 3 rooms going at the same time and it's going towards the end of the day and there's like 1 patient left, like you could see kind of like the nurses like and techs looking like who's gonna finish first, so they have to take that last patient.
Yeah, dude. And I get it because we're all tired and stuff, but like the culture, because at the end of the day, it's a job. I think that's what it is. That's what it's like. It's just a job, and people are just there for a paycheck, and you can't blame people for doing the bare minimum.
And that's the thing that sucks, is because you could do the bare minimum and you'll get paid the same as the person next to you.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't understand that. People told me when I was a new nurse, but I didn't really understand that until I became a more seasoned nurse. Like, yeah, you could just get by.
Yeah,
and people might talk shit on you, but it's like, who cares? I was never that nurse. Don't get me wrong, but it was just like, I can't do that. It's not my personality. But some days when I'm just like, they're gonna talk shit. But you know what I mean? Like something like whatever.
I feel like sitting today.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I busted my ass for 11 hours. I'm gonna chill this last hour. I don't give a fuck.
And that's the hour that everyone has their eyes on you.
Yes. Everyone's just like, oh, look, he's not doing anything. Like, nah, whatever, fuck off.
But what did he do all day? He probably did that for all 11 hours.
Dude, that's what sucks about ER nursing, right? Because it's like, your patient load in 1 minute can be different from the last minute. So it could look like you're just chilling, but you just got rid of all your patients.
You just were a little bit too efficient. Not even more efficient,
exactly. Dude. And what reward do you get for that?
Nothing.
More work.
More work. And a pizza party by management.
Pizza party. Man, I'm hungry.
So going on your Instagram, why did you start doing the cooking and venting? Like I thought that was really cool.
Oh, really? I saw cooking and venting.
Like no, like you talk about nursing while you're cooking.
Hold on. I have to write that down. No, I know what you're referring to. I just have to write it down. Cooking and venting.
I know there's like another. He doesn't even have nurse in his Instagram anymore, but it's like what was his name? Curly Fuck, I think his name was Curly Fu.
That's my new segment, cooking and venting. I like that.
Yeah. Curly Fuck. He's like has 1.5 million followers. He used to be a nurse. Now he just like cooks all over his Instagram, and
his name is Curly Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuq.
Oh, he was a nurse?
He was a nurse before.
He would make nursing content.
I think he did before, like way, way, way back, but now he just cooks. He was 100% a nurse before, because I used to follow him. I still do follow him, but I remember he used to have like RN or nurse at the top, but now he's like killing it on the gram doing cooking stuff. I was like, oh, is this what Giselle's doing too?
That's fucking wild. No, I enjoy cooking. We talk about the process of stuff. I'm not that good of a cook.
Bro, I'm not at all. Yeah. My wife hates that I can't cook.
So, what I found, I had some downtime sometimes, and I'm like, I want to learn how to make this. And then I look for a YouTube recipe or something in a cookbook. And I found that process of me figuring out what to cook, gathering all the ingredients, and then cooking it, no matter what the fuck comes out, even if it's shitty, I enjoyed that process.
Bro, so here's my problem with cooking. I only cook when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up because I'm like teasing myself with like this food will never be done because I'm so hungry
Yeah.
that I'm looking for snacks in between cooking. And
Cooking
then
hungry is difficult.
so like, how do
100%.
you get around that?
I have a PB&J. This is what I do. I have a PB&J before I start cooking. But no, it's I don't cook all the time. I still enjoy
Mhm.
eating out, and I try to batch cook so I don't have to cook every meal.
Mhm.
But this cooking is very therapeutic for me. But I just decided to film one day. I think I saw a TikTok of a guy not peeling, chopping, and I was like, I'm gonna do that too.
I like it.
That was it, dude.
It's dope because like instead of always being in scrubs all the time, that's why
Yeah.
I see like a lot of people with podcasts. They all
Yeah.
have their scrubs on or their videos on Instagram with scrubs on. That's not who I am. Like when I'm outside of the hospital, I want to be a normal person, wear
Yep.
something comfortable. So that's like, weirdly enough, as I'm having a nursing, somewhat like healthcare podcast,
Yeah.
I don't want my life to revolve around nursing.
Yeah.
So
Relatable. 100%
it's like
relatable.
weird, but then I like how you have some scrub stuff, but you're also cooking, and then you're just talking to a camera. Like I like the mixture of stuff because that it's more relatable to what I'm trying to do.
No, 100%. There's one thing. Wearing scrubs though, I think it gets views personally.
I think so. I do think it
As
does.
someone
But
who breaks down content, I think when you wear scrubs, because like, oh, this person's in scrubs, what are they gonna say?
yeah, what are they gonna say? That's why I bought a pair of scrubs.
Oh, really?
Because like where I work, since it's like it's a sterile
Procedural?
procedural area, they give us scrubs, and then I was like, these kind of look shitty, so let me get some like fitted scrubs, and then I
Yeah,
actually bought
you need
some,
to.
and I still haven't even taken them out of the package yet to
What are
make
they,
any
figs?
content. Nah, dude, they're on
We
Amazon.
should bleep that out. We don't want to give
Someone sponsor me, bro. but I don't even know what brand it is. It's whatever it's on Amazon that I could get like a nice it looks like it's good quality, but it's not like Figs or Cherokee or any of that. Actually, might be
You
Cherokee.
haven't worn them?
No, I haven't worn them. Still in the bags. I probably are you a person that washes the clothes before you wear it?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's such a random
No, I don't wash it.
me either. My wife thinks I'm dirty for doing that.
For figs though, I think I would wash it because there's a fig wrinkle. There's a fig wrinkle, and I call people out. It's so funny. Like, oh, new figs, because there's a line.
The line down the
Yeah.
How they
You can
folded
iron it. I think you can iron out, but
No,
unless
you
wash
made
it,
every
then
person
iron.
that's gonna listen to this be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get called out now."
Dude, you have to, bro. Whenever you see someone wearing figs, and you see the line, you're like, new figs, huh? It's so funny.
And then they're gonna start getting like a paper towel and just try to wet it a little bit, just so like
funny.
hang it down.
But going back to what you said about nursing and an audience, dude, no, I've been struggling with this for 4 years because my audience is healthcare, but I don't always want to talk healthcare stuff. And I remember it was a problem when I was first starting my YouTube channel because it was like, well, who am I making this for, and how am I going to grow? What kind of spaces? So I mean, I'm not trying to worry too much about that right now because I'm just focused on making content.
No, it's true. Like I interviewed Tyron. His YouTube is The Urban Nurse. He has like almost 40,000 subs. I started watching him like 2 years ago, and he was someone like I related to because he was like a nurse, a guy, and not to be like gender or whatever, but he's a straight dude that's a nurse. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of straight dudes talking about nursing, right?
Yeah.
So he was someone that was talking about the nurse bullying, nurse advocation. He started travel nursing and all that stuff. So he's a lot of like real estate stuff, financial stuff too, which I like. I really vibed with. And then like he's transitioning out of not only just talking about nursing anymore, which is huge because that's not who you are. Like similar to us.
Yeah.
Nursing's cool because it pays the bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we love it? I'm not gonna say we love it.
Fuck
but
no.
It's we like it enough to stay because it pays the bills and it gave us a lot of options like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And same thing with I don't want to put words in his mouth, but my friend Jason, who runs the Nurses to Riches YouTube channel. Have you ever saw that one? He's a similar dude, really cool guy, and I'm 100% if I asked him, he'd even say, I don't love nursing, but I love how stable the income is and how much you could actually get paid, because
Yeah.
he's where you're at in like the
Yeah.
Northern California area where you guys could get paid money out there.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So like gaming the system kind of thing without having to be 100% your personality is nurse, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
I think I struggle with that too, because a lot of my nursing stuff usually gets more views, but I don't always want to talk about nursing. And see, that's the thing too with nursing. People are like, oh, I don't love doing what I do, but I love the lifestyle it approaches me, and that's why I haven't picked up a new travel contract, because I don't want to sacrifice 12. Was it you who posted a meme recently about our time is limited? That was you,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Our time is limited. So if I'm yes, you'll get paid for 12 hours, and you'll get paid well, but you're miserable those 12 hours. It's like, and sometimes you have what I call a work hangover,
Oh yeah,
where
dude.
you just have to stay in bed all day or
Yeah.
recover, and it's just like the trauma from that shift. And that's not even being dramatic. You get traumatized, sometimes. But if you're working 12 hours to sacrifice for something later, is that if we talk about our time being limited, and if we could die tomorrow, is doing that worth it? For what? A paycheck 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, isn't that such a tough concept too? Like I
Yeah.
think about that too, because I do every now and then pick a OT shift
Yeah.
because like, oh, the money's good,
Of
and
course.
then I'm like thinking like, damn, I also could have just stayed home with my wife and kids.
Yeah. But also money, right? And
Yeah,
it's
it's like,
and you have a wife and kids. It's like it's your livelihood. You're trying to provide. You just want the best for your kids. And I can't relate, because I don't have kids. But of course, this is your family time.
yeah. So like, but it's also lucky that we are nurses where you don't have to work 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, I'm just adding a fourth, and most people work 5 days anyway. So it's like I'm still ahead of other people, but
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's
The opportunities you can get are great. And the
but
life
yeah,
you can provide for your kids and family, amazing.
but yeah,
But the work itself,
the work itself, yeah. It's like, do I want to do that for? It's like I was talking about this with Tyron. Do you want to work for 30? Like I'm 34. Do I want to work for another 30 years doing this? Hell no, dude.
and oh man, yeah, I ask myself that all the time. What's the retirement age? 67 now,
Yeah, I think 67.
and they want to increase it.
Yeah, like to like 72 or something. Like, no, I'm not.
That's insane.
That's not going to be me. I can't.
I was literally walking down the ER hallway thinking 30 more years of this, and I said no.
No,
I said no.
absolutely not. Like,
I can't do it.
like both my parents, I told you, both nurses, they
Yeah.
worked until 60, so which they retired 5 years early,
Yeah.
but they also came from like a different circumstance. They came from the
Oh,
Philippines,
yes.
from they came here with nothing. I get it.
Yeah.
This is all they knew. This is how it had to be to make sure that they could provide for me and my brother.
Yeah.
But being like a first generation Filipino American
Yep.
and luckily enough to have a stable job from when did I graduate? 21 years old, 22 years old
Yeah.
as a nurse till I'm 34 now. So I
Yeah.
made a good amount of money until now.
Yeah.
And then you're able to see how other people make money, stocks,
Yeah.
crypto, real estate, now looking at content and trying to figure where you could place yourself in it. I feel like there's just better ways to use your time to, while we're young,
Absolutely.
to figure out how we could expedite our path to recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, not to recovery, to retirement,
And
because
recovery.
like, and recovery, but like, and if all else fails, right? If
Right.
we fail at this, what's the worst? I work till I'm 60.
Work till I'm 60. That's so true.
So it's like,
That's so true.
why not chase
Yeah.
that dream of retiring early?
Yes. Yes. Oh, is that your dream, retiring early? Go ahead.
I've always said like I don't want to be in the hospital past 45.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like 40 to 45. If I could get there at 40,
What would you
beautiful. Man, so I tell this to my coworkers all the time. So if I can make a significant amount of money and I could live off like the dividends or something like that, I would be the dude at Costco.
Yeah.
Looking at the receipts and putting that mark down the line and just
You would do that?
I would do that, bro.
Really?
I would be the happiest guy with that little receipt and be like, counting all your get that
You know
little
they don't count. They don't
I
count.
know. But the thing that's awesome is that from
I
what I
watch them
heard,
sometimes. I'm like, they don't count. There's no way.
because I've talked to one of them at night. I was like, "So, why do you do this?" He's like, "Oh, so I don't have to pay for health insurance because like Costco or BJ's or Sam's Club, whatever it is, they have like a really good like employer benefits." And I was like, "Bro, what?" And you're just the
That never
guy
crossed my mind.
receipt. So you wouldn't have to like. I don't mind being somewhere for 8 hours, like part time, being the guy with the receipt. Like that's all I would want to do. If they can't give me
Do
that, I'm
you
not gonna
think
be there.
do you think because those people aren't they're not security, dude. Like
No,
if they miss something, they probably don't get in trouble,
they probably
right?
don't. They
Because if we
probably
miss something on the floor, right, we're
oh,
in trouble.
yeah.
We're in a lot of trouble. We could lose our license. But man, no, that sounds like the life. Speaking of health insurance, I've come to realize that it's like just don't get sick, dude. The older we get, don't get sick.
They'll get sick.
That's which is sad. I didn't understand that. People are like, don't get
Mhm.
old, don't get sick. But health insurance is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
It's a
Like,
scam.
oh, 100% because like I told you my parents retired early. Like there was like a little bridge to Medicare, Medicaid.
It's
Yeah,
5 years.
Medicare, like 5 years, but there was like a year that they had to pay. It was a good amount of money that
Yeah.
they had to push out just to have like Cobra or something. And I was like, if I retired early and wasn't making a significant amount, I'm gonna be paying for not only me, my
Oh
wife, and I'm also doing two
fuck.
kids. So it's gonna be like, damn, that's gonna
I didn't even think of
yeah,
that.
that's money.
Health insurance, bro.
And then like I think if you
Expensive.
don't have it, you get fined and all that. I was like, oh,
That's so
bro.
fucked up. Fuck the system.
So like,
Well,
or it could be the guy at Starbucks that just puts the names on people's
the
cups.
names on the cups, a
I,
barista.
but yeah, I could do that because I
Dude, I
think
didn't even
Starbucks has a good benefit package too.
do they? I heard Walmart does too.
I could be that guy too.
See, this is this is my problem with stuff like this too. Is like, see, you're sacrificing your time for something else, and you necessarily don't enjoy what you're doing, but you're sacrificing it for for another for whatever. And there's just about something about it that doesn't sit right with me, like
Oh,
especially with
100%.
nursing, right? So it's just like, how can we, and I don't know if we have the answer, how can we live in that flow state and do what we enjoy most of the time, but still get paid well, but still not have to worry about health insurance for ourselves and for our family? I don't know if I have if anyone
Yeah,
has the answers, but
yeah, that's such a tough question because obviously it comes down to money
that's what it all comes down to.
and like,
One thing I've had a realization. Sorry,
no, yeah, go.
realization I had thinking about money and nursing and staffing, dude. If you fix the pay and if you fix the staffing, I still think people are still going to be unhappy.
Oh, 100%, dude. I who did I talk about this with? I talked about it with like obviously people in like Northern California are making like almost $200,000 as like part-timers from what
Yep,
I'm seeing,
yep,
and
absolutely,
they'll
easy.
still complain about something going on.
Yeah,
But you're also in technically in the 1%
yeah.
of people
Oh, I
making
didn't think
money.
of that. Yeah, and it's like no matter. I don't know any nurse who doesn't think they should make more money than they are now. And I think all of the nurses should get paid the most. Don't get me wrong. I'm very pro make all your money, get all your safe staffing. But I think if those things are fixed, I still think we'll be unhappy. I think
Yeah,
nurses. I think it's the work personally.
I could agree to that because first 90% of the workforce are Filipino. So
Yeah.
we have that toxic trait in us that's going to be like,
Yes.
I want to know what Giselle got. Does
Yeah.
he have the new BMW? I want the one right above it. Like that,
Keeping up with the
yeah,
Joneses.
that toxic, like, what do you got kind of thing. Oh, you got the Rolly. I want the Rolex too.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck that.
so I think for nurses, because also it's, like there's some that I've met that really think they're doctors. Like,
Yeah.
like they have that personality trait where they want to keep up with everybody. They want to show that they got it like that, but
Yeah.
you don't need to show it like that.
No.
But it's just that toxicity trait that I think we as nurses all just have, sadly.
Yeah.
And then you just won't be happy with it.
Yeah, and then I think, being happy with what we got, I think that's a good secret to life too, gratitude.
Oh, 100%. And like I try telling that to a lot of people too, especially when they go into nursing, because if you're in New York or California, you're getting paid six figures, or
Yeah.
I think even like Washington State, like Portland area or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Easy.
you're getting easily at least $100,000, something like that. But like, and I always tell them, I was like, what other bachelorette prepared degree gets you that salary?
Yeah.
Like even for California,
Even
even
associates, dude.
associate's degree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I was like, where can you get that type of money with that type of degree? Where you got people with like masters in business administration, like MBAs making like 60,000 a year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Like I was like, bro, like where else are you making that type of money?
So would you recommend it? 18-year-old
Nursing.
high school student. 18-year-old high school student comes up to you today. Say, would you recommend nursing?
You know, that's such a tough question. Oh,
I
man.
see it. I see the struggle in your eyes.
because dude, like the way, like obviously I can't say no to it because I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
Like what would I would say, what are you chasing? Like, do you want money? Do you want stability? Or are you trying to get the biggest paycheck possible, but you're gonna be treated probably worse and worse, like work like 60-hour weeks, you know? Like,
Oh, man.
like some of my friends, they're like in tech or like really high in finance. They're working like 60-hour weeks. They don't see
Yeah.
their families or whatever, but they're making like
500K.
250 to 500K. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily. And that's not even including the bonus. So you're making bank, but you're not present in anything other than work.
See, quality of life.
Quality of life. So that's where I think nursing could be that choice. Like, obviously it's not for everyone. Not everyone has, like, I'm not saying you need it anymore, like that, to be someone that wants to help people, because obviously you probably see a lot of people that are in nursing that fucking just don't give a fuck,
Oh,
right?
man, that makes me sad. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
But like California, New York, you're getting like, how much I'm making for like 12 years in is like 140. That's
Yeah.
like base.
Uh-huh.
So California, I'd probably make like 200. So
Easy.
and that's stable, and you only work 3 days a week or 2 days or 20 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, where else can you get that and still work on some sort of like side hustle or passion project kind of thing like that? So it would be such a tough question to answer, but I think I would say, like, look into it. Like, maybe get a degree in something else first, and then you could always do like an accelerated program.
Yeah. If you really want to be a nurse, right?
Yeah.
See, because when people say, I think if an 18-year-old person asked me today, should you go into nursing? I don't think I'd say yes. Because yes, there are so many options you could do with it. Because that's the thing, right? That's the thing. People are like, oh, you could do so much with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could also do so much without it.
Oh, so true, dude.
My mom's gonna kill me if she sees that. I'm gonna show it to her though.
That's so true. That's so true. You can always, I like that. I'm gonna clip that really quick. You also do so much without it. That is huge.
You hear that all the time, right?
Mhm.
Possibilities, and like you said, I'm a nurse, so it's like it's kind of like hypocritical. But man, I was unconscious up until I was 29, I'd say. So it was just like I was just going through the motions. So
No, I could probably say the same. Like, I saw the task that I had to do, just do it, get paid, and I wasn't married. So at the time then, it's like, let's spend these paychecks.
Yeah,
they're nice. Let's buy that new car. Let's buy that. Let's go out clubbing. Let's go to the bar, clubbing. Get your drinks.
Yeah, 4 a.m. right? 4 a.m. call time in last call in New York.
Yeah,
it's 2 in California.
And then it's like, I can make it to my shift. like,
dude, oh man, I don't drink anymore. I quit a couple years ago, but yeah, I remember showing up to work hungover, and I was like, "Fuck, this ain't it."
This ain't it. The call bell is going off. You're like, man, why did I do this,
dude? But especially if you work night shift. Have you ever worked nights?
I worked nights for like a week, to be honest.
Oh, really? Well, it's like you're already on night shift, so you go out and then you go home and sleep during the day and just come back to work.
It's
a wild lifestyle.
It is a wild. See, that's another thing too. So
nurses are wild.
Different breed for sure. So like, that's also another thing going into people that do night shifts. So the quality of life again. So it's like, super unhealthy.
Yeah.
There's no good food open at night unless like you bought on it or bring it
Yeah.
in, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Agreed.
And then was it like the percentage of you having a heart attack later in life is like
Dude,
20%
it's
more or
so
something?
bad for us. Have you read Why We Sleep by
No,
Matt
I
Walker?
haven't.
Dude, I recommend reading it. It just talks about sleep and how if we don't get enough sleep, how it affects us. Talks about genetics of sleeping, history of sleeping. It's a really good book. But dude, night shift is so bad, and people are like, but the differential,
Oh yeah, a few
but
extra bucks.
they're dying.
You're literally dying.
But I get it. But like, can you put a price tag on health, right?
No, you can't.
How much? And then when you go home, if you talk to any night shifter, do you have any night shifters in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk to them, they're always calculating. If I do this, if I go home at this time, I can go to this appointment and I can sleep 3 hours before I go out that night, and then tomorrow I can sleep and then they go back to I'm just like, you're always calculating around work. And
Yep.
I think if you put those hours calculating around your work and your life, I think you're losing money
Oh
with the
yeah,
differential.
because you're thinking about work too much when you're out of
Way too
work.
much, yeah, and that's just thinking about it, right? The effects of just sleeping during the day, circadian rhythm, it's all bad.
Yeah, it just messes you up a lot. Like, who was I was talking about with my cousin who's a night shift ICU nurse, where he actually like I was actually telling him, I think you're actually losing money because what he does is he puts like himself like 3 or 4 days in a row, whatever
Yeah,
he wants, because he's like, I need the consistency. I get it. Like consistency of
100%.
being going through the motions
Yep.
for the 3 4 days in a row. So you're not messing with your sleep cycle. You're not doing random things during the day. But then he's also saying, like, during the winter, just in case it snows, I'm gonna Airbnb or something in the city for like
Uh-huh.
the 3 months. I'm like, is that expensive? That's what
What?
you're gonna do instead of drive home? I was like, so technically, if you want to math it, you're still
Yeah,
paying your car insurance. You're
yeah,
still probably paying gas whenever you do use it, but you're not using it as much. But you're still paying like a a minimum something. But now you're also adding a housing expense
yeah,
because you wanted to be a little bit closer to work
yeah,
for 2 to 3 months. I'm like, I
yeah.
don't know if that makes sense to me, man.
For X amount of, dollars, right? For that night shift.
Right. For the night shift differential,
Yeah.
I was like, the math ain't mathing for me, bro.
I've been thinking about more too. What can you put a price on things like, mental health, on physical health that nursing takes away from
Dude,
it?
that's huge. That is,
So if you, because my friend was, I would have Bay Area friends here, and they're making so much money, and they would not take a lower paying job, even though they're super miserable, right? Even if a lower paying job was offered to them, say $50,000 less, or even $80,000 less, how much is mental health worth to you? More time with your family, more time with your friends, less stress.
that's true. Like I had that's like the third person on the show, Philip. He's a work from home nurse in Florida. So they don't get paid very well there, but
Is that WFH nurse?
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna call
Really,
him.
really, really cool dude. He was we were talking about like money on it. And he was saying the way Florida works is like the ICU experience, you could get more money and all that. And he's a CV ICU nurse. So he's one of those nurses that are like so good at everything, right?
Yeah,
So he decided to stop being like a CTICU nurse or CVICU nurse to do work from home, which was like a 20 or $30,000 pay cut
yeah,
because of quality of life.
yeah,
Like not having to drive into work, your
yeah,
office is right at home.
yeah,
You get to bring your kids to school or daycare. You get to
yeah,
see them when they're home instead of being somewhere 12 hours.
yeah,
You probably leave before they wake up and you probably come home after they're already put to bed. It's
yeah,
like, what kind of quality of life would that have been for him? So
yeah.
that's why he chose the pay cut. But like you said, a lot of people just see the number and are like, damn, I can't do that.
Yeah, for
So
sure. You just people just see the number. They don't see everything outside of that. The things, the different things that you have to do. Same thing with travel nursing. People just look at the number, but we're leaving home. We're in a new environment. Dude, when you're on new assignment, you're in fight or flight mode. You know, you don't sleep well because it's not your bed. You go home, you go to work, everything's new. You have to pay for different rent. It's just like, but people just see you get paid more.
oh yeah, I'm in a group on Facebook because I thought about doing travel. It's
Yeah,
like two groups. It's like 5K or more or 10K or more travel contracts. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, these people just really chase the dollars out here.
Yeah. I mean, when it was like that a couple of years ago, absolutely. But it
Dang.
was a lot of money, but also, I mean, the shit we have to put up with. But man, that money for sure is not there anymore. Too
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I heard. I heard it's not there anymore. And then I'm on the Vivian app every now and then, like looking.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this isn't as high as it used to be.
No,
It's like
it's definitely not.
from the places around here, it's actually some places look like it's actually less than what a staff nurse would get
Yeah.
in some places. I'm like, dang, or just the same.
Yes.
So it's like it doesn't even like
Yes.
make sense unless
It
I
doesn't.
was talking with another guy saying like the housing stipend is huge where
Yeah.
they could just pocket that
It makes a
instead.
difference.
Yeah.
You have to crunch the numbers for it to make sense.
Hmm.
I think it's still good if it makes sense for you. I think the freedom you get as a travel nurse, I think you can't quantify.
Hmm.
You just, dude, you just don't. You're able to go to Hollow and just not give a fuck. You know, you just do your job. Talking about the bare minimum, you could literally do the bare minimum, but still like do your best. But it's just like there's so much shit that you can see. You can see people getting into the politics, getting into it with each other. That as a travel nurse, you just don't give a fuck. You're just like
It's like
I'm.
I'm only supposed to get 3 patients.
I'm
If you
here
give me a
to.
fourth, not happening.
Yeah, yeah. Or I'm here to take care of my patients. Anything extra, I don't. I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't I don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But man, it was fun, dude. It was fun, and it's a big part of my identity. I think I'm in an identity shift right now. You know, not being ER nurse right now, not being a travel nurse right now, but whatever. I'm happier right now, man.
I think that's what it's about, finding your
Yeah,
happiness
yeah,
and your balance,
yeah,
and you're probably in a good spot because, like, you're trying to chase that content creation right now, and I actually
dude.
think you're gonna do
Yeah,
really good at it, what like, once you really, like, hone in on it, dude.
dude. I
Like, you're
hope
already doing
so.
it. I think you're gonna do great.
I haven't edited slash posted this much in like 4 years. Because I before I'd post once every few months, like you said, and I'd be living life. But now I'm like, I enjoy making content, and that's where my center is right now. Just trying to make people laugh, trying to make good content, or just really just making content. It's a
Yeah,
numbers
man.
game,
It is, and you're already at, like, almost 34,000 followers on Instagram. I feel like that's pretty big.
dude. That's so. Last month I was at 18.
What?
Yeah, dude. As soon as I started posting every day, I've just been getting more followers. And it's like, that's what I was talking about earlier with you. It's like, I'm not focused on the number because when I first started, I was like, oh, fuck. I hope this next video I post pops off so I can get more followers, blah, blah, blah. I've literally separated myself from that and I've just focused on putting out.
Putting out the content that you like to do, and then
Exactly.
as long as it's relatable, people will like it too.
Yeah. It's wild, dude. So that's why when I see your stuff, and I've looked at your YouTube channel. Did you fix your link?
I
Because I
did,
was
I did.
trying to
I
look
just
at it earlier.
I just fixed it again. Yeah.
I looked at it earlier, or not earlier, a few weeks ago when you first reached out, and then just following your journey the last couple weeks. You're posting, excuse me, every day.
Yeah, every day.
See that consistency? That's huge.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless you're a creator, you won't really understand what posting every day feels like,
Even if
what
it's
that
just a meme,
entails, even
I'm
just
doing
a
like
meme. Yes.
yeah, 1 to 3 posts. Hopefully, I'm trying to do more of my face on my on my Instagram more, just
Yeah.
so people know it's me.
Yeah.
Because I started off with just like a lot of just like memes and stuff just to get the
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
But then I feel like now it's also hitting better with my face on there for stuff,
Yeah.
and just because like your brand is your face and your name,
Absolutely.
especially in what we're doing with nursing stuff. And I feel
Yes.
like that's what's going to get us to that next level. Like
Yes.
whether it's you with being like a full-fledged like comedian, or I
Right.
can see you doing fucking acting too, dude, because I think you're a funny ass dude.
Thanks, man.
And
Appreciate
then,
it.
but like, yeah, like I think that's the play. Like, I do think you're gonna do really good, good shit, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just, I mean, I'm just like you, man, just trying my best out here.
That's it. That's all we
That's
can do.
trying my best, dude. Creating content's fun, and I'm excited to see where you go. What was
Yeah.
your Instagram following? Is that all from just Instagram, or you used to be a meme page? Is that your personal
No,
page?
this I only made like 2 months ago,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, like when I started the podcast, that's when I made it. So probably like 2.5 months of just putting
What?
up memes, and
5K?
yeah,
2 months?
2 months, man. Like
That's
I have one
huge.
post that hit like 8 million views or something.
That's huge, dude. Which one was it? Oh,
probably like the one with
it's 10 million now.
oh
You
shit, see like
nurse?
yeah, like the Taylor Swift background. There's like another one with like the epic stuff. It's like almost at like 1.5 million. So that got me like a lot of people.
Bro, you're the dancing one is so funny.
No, I have so many of those from my old TikTok, so I'm just gonna try to put other things in the middle.
Uh,
People like, you don't get embarrassed by this? I was like, bro, nothing could embarrass me more than myself, so I don't
so
care.
funny. No, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, I have some posts like that too. Wait, so you have a TikTok too?
The TikTok,
Tell me about that.
so like that's impossible for me to grow. I have no idea. Like I tried making the same thing. Brian Benji RN, there's only like 24 followers, but
When did you start it?
I only started that like a month ago. But it's like I need to just be consistent on that. I always forget to post there too. So if I posted the same things, maybe it'd be bigger, but
It's hard. It's fucking hard. I'm gonna follow you right now. 24 followers. Dude, TikTok, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it. It's
I don't think so either, dude. Like I feel like I kind of figured out Instagram a little bit, but TikTok, I have no idea. Some things will hit for a few thousand views and other things will hit for like 30.
bro, no, yeah. I have 30K on TikTok, and the other day I got 100 views. Like that doesn't fucking make sense.
No, it doesn't.
So I'm like I said, I'm not trying to chase views or followers anymore, especially because of that shit. Because you can't control the algorithm, right?
No.
With art, you can't control how people will receive your art.
Nope.
That's out
100%.
of our hands. So it's like the best thing we could do is just do things that are authentic to us, genuine to us, and then if the world receives it, the world receives it.
That's it. And man, I gotta cut this here because the kids are upstairs waking up.
Oh yeah,
But
of course.
Giselle, man, I really appreciate you for actually reading the DM to come on here.
Yeah, of course, dude. No, thank you for having me here. So much gratitude. I love talking. Everything we talk about, I love talking about it.
So if anyone wanted to contact you, how would
Yeah.
they get in contact with you?
My,
Honestly, once I posted that you're gonna be on here,
yeah.
there's a few other podcasters that reached out. Was like, "Yo, was it hard to get him?" I was like,
No,
"I just DM'd him, bro."
dude. I'm just a person, man. I'm just a person, dude. You know what I mean? I try to remind people that, dude. I'm just a normal person, just like you, man. Trying our best. But Instagram at Josel James is my first name, or my email I think is listed on Instagram.
Yep, I'll put that in there. And dude, hopefully we could do this again soon because I really liked all this. Like, we didn't even talk like fully nursing. We just talked like real talk about just life, and I love that.
Yeah, dude. Anytime. Thank you so much. I have so much gratitude for being on here and meeting you, man. It was so great. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. Have a amazing weekend.
Peace. Have a good day, Brian.